My name is Chris. I'm actually here to talk to you about the idea of having more police on the roads and the idea of having stricter traffic violation penalties. Now, I'm sure everybody here has either driven in a vehicle or been driven in a vehicle or even just been a pedestrian on the road. Even if you don't like cars, you still have to see them every single day. Now, some people can avoid them for the most part, some people don't. A lot of people actually die from cars every single year. There's actually been a study done by a lady who worked in, she was a professor at Yale University. She found that there was a police commissioner who had been working in New York for several years, and he moved to Miami. And when he became a police commissioner in Miami, he found that the number of vehicular homicides was actually higher than regular homicides. Now, a vehicular homicide, that's where basically somebody gets killed by a car. And whether that was intentional, like the driver had the intent, or it was an accident, they just ran him over. So regardless of the reason, that's a vehicular homicide. Now, if that number is higher than regular homicide, something where getting stabbed or being shot, that's a big problem. That means that people are driving recklessly, people are in the road in the wrong time. It's a huge problem. Another person, she actually did a study on an old policy that was back in the 90s called the broken window policy. She found that there was a policy that people used to curb petty crimes back in the 90s, and the number of fatalities, the homicides back in the 90s, at one year reached a peak of 2,245 for the state of New York. And then later on, during the use of this policy, people didn't agree with it. They thought that it was a bad policy because it made things more strict, because people were getting in trouble for small stuff. But by 2007, that number for the same city had dropped to 494 people, less than a quarter. So it's a huge difference. Another thing that helps quite a bit that people don't really think about is just the act of being pulled over. When you're pulled over, it's because the cop is saying something that you're doing wrong, and you are now being looked at by the community, so people are driving, and they see that you're pulled over, so you kind of feel like you should do something different. So having more police on the road, or maybe having stricter policies, these are two big points that we're definitely thinking about.
Get your compliments, my dear.
Very clear and a very catchy song.
Yeah.
I